Today we're going to go and do some homework on the corrugated section. One thing about digital packaging is we always get asked, how come it hasn't taken off as well as people expected? A lot of the reports we read tell us the exact story. But let's go find out from the experts. Good morning. We're here on the Canon stand and I've been dying to get you the last few days, and I've got Roland. Roland, you are responsible you've got a title as long as this. Maybe you want to tell us a bit about your responsibility with Canon right now.
Yeah, my title is, so thank you, good morning. We're having a little coffee right now, so a little chat. So my name is Roland Stasiczek and I'm heading the Global Business Planning and Strategy Department for Industrial Print. So basically I'm responsible for launching our new packaging products.
So give us a bit of insight about, this division is not typical to be at a FESPA trade show, but here you are. Obviously you've gained a lot of interest. Give us a bit of insight about what you've got in the corrugated space right now.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to have that show right now because it fits greatly to our timing to launch our new corrugated press, which is the Corrugated Press Ivy 17. And at the same time, we're supporting the initiative of the FESPA Corrugated to establish a dedicated corrugated show because I think that's an important aspect. There's a lack of dedicated corrugated shows in this trade show landscape. So
there's opportunity for sure,
absolutely,
isn't there?
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about the press now. Was it designed for short run?
It's a good one. Everybody has short runs in mind when talking about digital print, but I think especially in corrugated, but in general, we need to go beyond short runs. If we just stick on the short run, let's say level, we do not create that volume that is really needed to get higher adoption rates. So we need to get beyond short runs. But beyond short runs requires the right technology to enable them. And the technology needs to provide a high level of productivity, industrial scale productivity, and at the same time a kind of a cost level that allows us to reach and raise the break-even beyond those short runs. And we are aiming now for break-evens between 10 and 15,000 square meters against flexo. So this is quite a mid-run already.
Absolutely, absolutely. And clearly there's a market for that and interest for that because I know Canon do their homework. On that note, and maybe I need to take a few steps backward because there's been a lot of talk that packaging, or let's say digital print in the corrugated folding carton space hasn't accelerated as much as people had hoped in the industry. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, to get a higher adoption rate of digital, I think there are two aspects to be fulfilled. The first one is there sufficient demand for short to mid runs that digital printing can fill? And I think when you look at the market dynamics, I think there's a trend for increased need to have flexible production methods like digital to meet the demand out of the market. That's one thing. But the other one is we also need technology that actually can fulfill that need. And now we're coming back to that discussion that we need to have industrial scale products with a cost-effective level that allows us to print packaging on a larger scale and not just those pure short runs as I mentioned before. So two aspects need to be fulfilled. Demand, which is there, and the right technology. And we hope that we can provide the right technology to make another step.
Interesting. And the market, do you feel there's a lot of educators still needed on digital packaging?
Yeah, that's a good one as well, because sometimes I feel a little bit going back in time when we introduced digital to the commercial print space, we had a lot of discussions about the benefits of digital. And I think on a high level, everybody, meanwhile, in whatever segments, knows the benefits of digital. But to really think it through, what does that mean for my production, for my company? I think here we still need some education just to understand the benefits and the potential in a better way. So yeah, I think there is some education still needed.
And I'm glad you said that because as I've gone through my journey in packaging, it's something I've always said. This reminds me because I was hands-on when we first launched digital in commercial space, and it was education. And it's interesting what you say because it's almost like a repeat. We've been through this before,
right.
And we've got to invest and spend the time and energy to educate the markets.
Yeah, and I think again, we went through this. And now when you look at the commercial print space, I think there is a high adoption rate of digital printing, so it's working. But in packaging, I think, again, we need to raise the bar a little bit from a technology point of view. And the second aspect, which you also need to take into account, is that package printing is part of a bigger value chain. So you also need to be aware of what's happening upstream and downstream and how to integrate that in an existing ecosystem. So that's maybe another difference to the commercial printing space, which is another level of challenge and which we need to incorporate in our strategy, which we are doing, by the way, but it's something we need to have in mind as well.
But also, I mean, let's face it, on the corrugated side, they speak a whole different language to what originally commercial comes from. So,
absolutely,
you know, as much as the market's got to get educated, so do most of the salespeople that are now playing in this space, don't they? And the brands of what's available.
Of course, we need to learn as well. So we're not saying that we're, since 100 years, the experts in packaging, but we're the experts in digital inkjet printing. So we that's our core competence. And this is what we're bringing to the table, the technology. But of course, we need to learn the language of our customers, and we need to prepare ourselves as an organization to have the right people in the sales and the sales support team, and we're working on this. So we're building up our team in Europe, in the United States, to being able to talk on eye level with our future customers.
And that's great. And I mean, I've all my faith in Canon, because you guys have done an awesome job in the commercial space. So I don't doubt it's going to be carried over into corrugated too. So
yeah, I think so. As I said, we are quite successful in commercial print. We're successful in inkjet printing, but we're also aware of. But we need to learn. This is a new segment, so we are not saying, "Hey, we're coming and we know everything." So we are listening, and we want to collaborate with the customers on an eye level. We're not saying, "Hey, we know everything," and we are telling you what to do. That's not the case, of course.
So Roland, the big question. Obviously, this is board that you're printing on, and everybody wants to know, you know, adhesion and all those kind of things. So what's your solution for this?
Yeah, the corrugated board is quite a challenging material, yes. But on the other hand, we mastered to print on various materials in the commercial printing space as well by using pre-coating, what we call the color grip. So we apply a digital primer. So it's basically a fifth print head applying a primer where we want to print. So with this primer, we make sure that we can print on not on any material, but many of them in a good way to ensure good quality and also ensure a good uptime and productivity of the system. And this primer technology we have already used in our web fit systems and also the sheet fit systems like the IX3200. So it's a proven technology which we apply into a new segment, but it's not the technological risk. It's proven, but we transfer it to a new segment.
That's fantastic. And I mean, obviously that was very successful, as you say, in other segments. And if you can carry it over to this, it's a win-win.
Absolutely. I think this is one of the advantages of Canon, because we have a lot of technologies in our shelf, so to say, which we can try to reuse for new applications, for new segments. And I think that's a great benefit of the Canon technology house, I would say.
So Roland, I think we've probably come to the end of our session, because I know you've got customers waiting to see you and want to talk about presses. I'm excited to follow the journey.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, and it was great talking to you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.